It is January 2021 and we have made it into this new cycle. Today I'm going to be going over the top 5 things that you need to know about the Capricorn new moon on January 13th. Welcome back, beautiful souls, to the channel. I am Chica, your conscious mentor, and welcome to our first video of 2021. I'm so excited and I'm so happy to have you guys be part of this community. If you don't know who I am, I'm Chica, your conscious mentor, and on this channel we talk about all things manifestation, new moon, full moon, everything about how you can work as a conscious being, conscious soul, and expand throughout your spiritual personal journey. Usually do is every month I go over new moon and full moon energy updates, and today we're going over the Capricorn new moon energy update of the top 5 things that you need to know that is going to happen and affect us on January 13th. So I'm super excited to deep dive into this big energy update. Before we get into the video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe, as well as put notification bells. I do 3 or more videos every single week for you amazing, beautiful souls. And we will be meeting back here on January 13th at 9 p.m. Eastern time to do an energy healing and a meditation. So make sure you subscribe and put notification bells so you do not miss it. It's always amazing. I look forward to it every single month with you, beautiful souls, and it's a great way to really bring in that new energy, especially during this month. So we are so excited, and today's subscriber of the day is Bali, Miami. Thank you so much for being part of this amazing family. I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you. I can't believe we're over 20,000 of us, and I started this YouTube channel like last year. It's crazy. So I just want to say I appreciate you, I love you, and thank you for being part of this family, this soul tribe, and I love our family so much. Let's get into the video. Okay, so we have made it through 2020. 2020 was a crazy year, and if you agree with that, say a yes down below with a star. I know that 2020 has been insane, but it prepared us for what's to come in this 2020, and all the reason why on January 13th the new moon is really calling us to map out what is to come in this whole year. So the first top thing that you need to know about the new moon energy is that how will you service your community? We just started and had a crazy year of transformation, justice, expansion, releasing, shadow work, and really just honing down on our new identity, which I'm going to go back to in a bit. So put a pin on that for a little bit. But all this to say is in January, you're going to feel more called to help your community. And when I mean community, I mean your family, I mean your workspace. You might be reinventing yourself into this new space of a different community that you are now connected to based on the changes that you've made in 2020. So now in 2021, you're calling for these new beginnings. And for some of you, you're still going through some endings in your life, endings of relationships, endings of old energy, old patterns. You're still seeing the effects. And keep in mind, even though the year has ended of 2020, we need to allow ourselves to integrate that new energy, to integrate these new changes. So during the new moon of Capricorn is celebrating the new beginnings while allowing ourselves to release and really hold off of, what are the things that are holding us back from building and connecting with our community in order for us to expand and do our service as our sole purpose. And I think that is the biggest thing. So again, it goes into your work, it goes at home. What is your biggest purpose? What is your bigger picture? And you're really going to see kind of the eagle's eyes, what I say from this, and what the eagle's eye in the shamanic practice is having a perspective from all angles. So you're going to start to see things deeper. You're going to have more downloads of how you can support your community. So have a journal at hand to write down those ideas, those creative kind of thoughts that come through that your guides tell you, but that your conscious self asks you. But there is going to be this want to help, to give, to service in the way that you're meant to, based on the work that you've done. Number 2, external validation. And this is really based because we have the energy of Pluto and Jupiter at this time. And one of the biggest things that I do say is external validation is I am looking for other people to recognize my new beginnings. And this is just a reminder from spirit, from source, from energy, that we have to remember that during the new moon of Capricorn, that we are following our intuition and not being easily persuaded by the judgments of other people as we reinvent ourselves into this new being, this new identity. Put a pin on this. This is a big part, a new being of who we are. So really try to follow this understanding of, yes, you are working on yourself from an external standpoint, that is also why you are going to notice that your sun sign is going to be affected the most during this new moon, just because our sun has a lot to do with how people see us externally. But the new moon in Capricorn is going to allow us to connect with our moon sign and how that extends who we are emotionally and how we've evolved emotionally. So really stay true to your intuition, really stay true to who you truly are during this time. Really focus on less on what people are expecting you to do, less on, you know, what your family's expectations are, what your friends' expectations are. And that's why I said that endings will still continue during this time, because you might notice that certain friends will leave your life during this time, and that is okay. Certain people, certain jobs, certain relationships will continue to leave, and you're gonna get to a point where you're like, oh my gosh, I just went through a crazy year. Why is there still things happening? Why are there still endings? Well, in order for us to accept and receive the new beginnings and the new purpose, and to have a clearer vision of how we will be able to serve our community and serve ourselves and our conscious being, we need to make sure that we are always staying true to ourselves. And this is new territory. I get it. Like, I've done a lot of work. If you've also done a lot of work this past year, I want you to type in the comment section, what things have you done? What things have you released? Because sometimes it just takes us a second to write it down and see it and say, man, I've done a lot of work and I have changed a lot. And I need to understand that I can't have these preconceived expectations from my older self, that I'm still finishing the end and the last lap and holding that to myself. So really focusing on less on what people think and expectations. And I think that's going to be something that you might be called for. That is normal. But again, like I said, focus on less on what people expect you to, the peer pressure, and more on what external person do you want to be? How do you want to create yourself to the world? How do you want to be viewed to the world? And focusing again emotionally with that during the new moon of Capricorn. Number 3, trusting your inner values. And I can't stress this enough. Trusting our inner values is going to be more important than anything during this, right? Because during the Capricorn new moon, we're being challenged on how we feel people are judging us externally, and universe is preparing us for this amazing year of 2021. So they're making sure that we are really focusing on our intuition, really focusing on our being and what is true to ourselves. And it's also challenging us to trust on this new venture, this new beginning, right? During the time of Capricorn, a lot of you will turn to starting a business or starting freelance work, starting to do, speak your truth. It's funny how like my throat just kind of like did that a while ago, but speaking your truth, really connecting with community and being a voice to that by trusting your inner values that you have worked on over a course of this year and continue to work on in 2021. So really here it's really, we need to trust in ourselves. Ask yourself during the new moon, a great exercise is, what are my inner values on this new venture that I'm about to create for myself? What are my current inner values in general? What are the inner values that I have released, and have I fully released it at this time? Those are some amazing prompt journals in relation to this point. And again, like I said, you have to trust yourself in everything. Starting that new job, starting that new business, doing a freelance, launching a blog, being a mom, creating those new ventures and new identities of yourself, that is going to be so important for you to kind of give you the base level of this 2021 year, which is so important. So really, really focusing on trusting that. And when you don't trust in that, what do? Well, that's where we have to release self-doubt, and that's where we have to expand our self-love and self-confidence. That emotion is usually held within our solar plexus, but I will also see the sacred chakra. The sacred chakra has a lot of our creative energy. So during the time of the new moon of the Capricorn, how are we creating this new life of community for ourselves and creating new purpose and creating new self-confidence in our being, in our aura of our conscious being? And also, how do I see myself in the solar plexus as my self-judgment? How do I view myself of how people are viewed to me and how they see me, but also how do I think people see me as well? So there is this counter, the stomach area is going to be a big part of our energy and any organs in that space. So really, really focusing on strengthening, maybe focusing on some sacral solar plexus energy, chakra energy, breath work, chanting, which is amazing, and even affirmations. This is what's going to help you trust your inner self, trust your inner words if you do feel like you're having a hard time doing that. Because like I said, this point, trusting your inner values is going to be the basis of allowing yourself to really hit through an amazing 2021 during this amazing year. Number 4, awakening of your identity. Who am I? And I know this is such a broad topic, but I feel like some of you might still feel like, I didn't do much changes. Yeah, you have. You've done a lot of changes. We all as a collective have changed so drastically. We are seeing it so much in all parts of our life and our living. And I think one thing to ask yourself is, what is something that I would do today that I wouldn't have done a year ago? And during the new moon of Capricorn, the energy of the Capricorn is telling us, how can I awaken my identity? How can I be who I am? There's going to be, like I said, a lot of realizations, a lot of downloads, a lot of perspective that's going to happen. And in doing that, we need to understand that we're awakening this being of, where do I want to be in life? This year, the beginning of this year, is not about New Year's resolutions of the year of 2021. And I can't stress this enough. What makes this Capricorn 2021 on January 13th so different is that we are awakening our identity for a lifetime. We are awakening our identity for countless years. So don't just look at, what am I going to be during this year? You are going to get so many downloads, so many realizations, so many ideas of what you want to be in the years to come. And remember, as conscious beings, we consciously expand, we consciously change throughout time. That is part of the excitement of this amazing journey that you're all in. And during the Capricorn new moon, again, it's really focusing on that, specifically marking the day of January 12th, which is the day before the new moon. This is where we're going to have a lot of transformative thoughts, ideas, downloads coming through. And that's going to prep us for the new moon. As I always like to say, the new moons and full moons, the energy is still so strong a week prior and even after. It does its work not only on that day, but before and after. And that's why I say really knowing these things beforehand can help you so much and help you expand. So definitely make sure you subscribe and put notification bells, because I do these every month and I do them usually a week before, so I can help you prep. So you're ready to go and you're ready to expand. But really just focusing on, how can I awaken it, my body, my being in this new purpose. Some of you might have left the corporate world and went into your own venture, your own business. I know a lot of you are going through that. Some of you are still up in the air of not knowing exactly what you want to do specifically, but you know the area, and that's great. But during this new moon is really like planting in, doing a new course that you want to do to help you, give you the basis of what you need to do for your launch of your business later in the year. Having those deep conversations with the partner that you're currently with to make sure that you are both on the same page, because you've transformed, your perspective has changed. You have the eagle eye essentially of what you want for your life, and you need to communicate that. So communication is going to be such a big part to ourselves, to our new being, to our new identity, to our new transformation, and integrating that new energy and just being with that energy so we can really allow it to sit in and to accept it. And really, like I said, trusting the inner being is going to be a huge bulk of this creating an awakening identity. That's why I kept saying put a pin in identity, because this is the part that's so important. And the biggest overall broad picture of the new moon in Capricorn is, what is our identity? We have Pluto, we have Jupiter, we have Saturn energy. There's a lot of planets playing here, and there's a lot of transformation, expansion, wanting to help community, involve collaboration happening. You might be collaborating a lot during this month. That's really what's happening that's allowing you to awaken what's important to you, and i.e., your soul purpose, which is so exciting. Number 5, the last top thing about this new moon, and I can't stress enough, taking risks. We're going to be forced to take risks. And also, I want to mention as well, as we know with spirituality, manifestation, it is up to our free will. At the end of the day, you know, universe source can always give us the ideas of what we need to work on, what we need to focus on, what transformations and inclinings and, you know, trusting our intuition to bring us to those spaces. However, at the end of the day, it is your decision. So I always say that taking risks is where we're really going to find that. And during the time of January, especially coming into mid-January to the end, that is really where we're going to have to take some risks. Take some risks to going into your job, taking some risks to invest in yourself, to expand, you know, doing a course or getting someone to help you and support you, taking a risk to start a podcast or doing something that is completely not what you would have done, your you know, your non-expanded self that is now your being now, but you are doing it and you're open to it now. You know, like one of the examples I always like to give is I never thought I would be on YouTube. Like I never thought YouTube would be something I would be confident with. I didn't want to film years ago, and now I'm here filming with you guys. And it's amazing and I love it. So you see what can happen when you really take a risk. And risk really comes in two spaces. So risk in our relationships and risk financially. So financially could be, you know, investing yourself. Financially could be, you know, going into a job that you have never done before because you know it is your passion and you're restarting your career, resetting yourself based on what happened in 2020, or maybe you're just having an inkling feeling that your current job never ever satisfied you, or you're frustrated and just things are synchronizing. And if you know what I'm talking about, put a $ down below. But if you notice that there's been so many things leaving your life to allow this new beginning to unleash, well, it's a blessing for you. And I'm here to confirm that from spirit. It's a blessing for you. So really taking risks financially, relationship wise, but I'm going to put a little pin here. Follow your intuition. I'll make sure that those risks aren't decided on based on external validation. It is based on your own internal values, identity, and transformation. So these are the three things that are so important. You know, when I'm taking this risk, is it for my inner values? Is it for my transformation? Is it for who I want to be, who I want to do, what I want to give to the community? Yes, 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 then it is a risk that you're meant to do. I think it is so, so important. So really allowing you to grow and take care of yourself in that expansion is going to help you so much. On the relationship base, take those risks to have these very deep discussions, deep conversations that you might not be comfortable with, but hey, it's 2021. You just went through, you made it, you're here, you're doing the work, you're continuing to do the work, and that is something that you should recognize. What are you gonna lose if you have those discussions, if you're gonna share your emotions? Communication is where we can allow ourselves to learn and evolve and listen to one another. So really setting down, you know, what type of people you want in your relationships, friendships, intimate relationships, work relationships, what that looks like for you. Do they align energetically with your transformation? If not, it is a time to create that ending. It is a time to close those doors, to open new doors for new things to come into your life, new relationships to come in. And that is how you cultivate and create the law of attraction of bringing more things into your life. So you see how the Capricorn new moon is really bringing in transformation, identity, conscious being, purpose, community. All those things are going to allow you to sit and say, okay, I know now, I'm feeling confident. Yes, I went through a crazy 2020, but I'm here, I survived it, I'm recognizing it, and I'm ready. I'm ready to take that risk that I need to, and I'm opening it, and I'm trusting the universe. And I want you to end this with an affirmation down below and confirming that you've really claimed this for yourself and saying that I am open to taking the risks that the universe has for me and is meant for me. I trust in the universe for all that needs to come. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just know that intuitively, that is what we're meant to do. And regardless, we just need to take that final leap. I really hope you guys loved this video. I know last video I did some card pulls. So if you would like me to do some card pulls at the end of energetically just the theme of this time, or maybe even doing a video on that, let me know down below. I hope these tips were really helpful for you and these top energy updates. And don't forget that we are meeting back here on January 13th at 9 p.m. Eastern time for a distance energy healing that I'll be sending to to you guys, as well as a meditation. And these are just amazing, impactful. So many of you see such a transformation just going to these alone. So I invite you to come and join us. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe, as well as put notification bells. I do 3 or more videos every single week, as well as meditations and energy healings. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.